the love? The world needs more love, y'all.
Yes, Lord.
Welcome back to Where is the Love? And here's how you can watch our show. You should be watching, you can always go to our YouTube channels, Love Misunderstood Institute or Premier Fitness 0210 for the replays. But while we're airing the show, you can watch us on Roku or Amazon Fire. And all you have to do is search POD TV, and you can watch us live while we're airing the show. So, our purpose today is to help viewers stabilize, rebuild trust, and imagine a peaceful future. Can you imagine? If you've been with us the last couple of, wait, so I paused because the song I Can Only Imagine came to mind. So,
Yeah.
playing, so I had to pause. So,
Right.
uh,
No legend.
right. So, if you've been with us the last couple of episodes, we've talked honestly about family pain, dysfunction, and breaking generational cycles. Today, we're talking about life after the cycle breaks. So, welcome again.
Welcome. So today is different. We're not here to rehash the pain. We're here to talk about what comes after the decision to heal. Because once you say, this ends with me, there's still a life to live. Uh,
Yeah.
and that life can be peaceful, even if peace feels unfamiliar at first. So, what happens when the noise stops? This is what healing quietly feels like. One of the first things people experience after stepping out of dysfunction is quiet.
And that quiet can feel unsettling.
Right. Because chaos was the baseline. When you're used to emotional intensity, peace can feel empty or even wrong. Some people say, why do I feel bored?
Yeah.
Or why do I feel uneasy when nothing is wrong? That doesn't mean healing isn't working. It means your nervous system is learning a new language. And it's beautiful. Peace
Yeah.
isn't a lack of life, it's a lack of threat.
Now, I want to talk about peace for a minute. Peace, when you have peace of mind, nothing can move you. And ain't nothing like that.
Right.
And I absolutely love peace now that I really understand it. You can have peace no matter what the situation is. If it's chaotic, if it's troublesome, you can choose peace
Right.
and peace will come. But
Right.
if you continue to choose the chaos and all the other things other than peace, that's what you're going to get. And I just want to remind everybody that's listening, you have a choice. What do
Right.
you choose? What do you want?
Right.
It's up to you. So I just had to say that. You want to add something?
As I'm saying, peace is a beautiful choice, man. The world is already chaotic. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a blessing to be in a state of peace in the midst of chaos.
Yeah.
It's like being in the eye of a storm. That's the safest place in the storm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I love that because it's so true. There's so much going on, and you can get involved in it and, talk about it all the time and have yourself in an uproar because that's what ultimately ends up happening is get involved in the chaos in your mind or in your heart. And so what's in your heart comes out of your mouth. So you're speaking those things. You're speaking more about chaos instead of about peace. And so like I said, what you speak out of your mouth, that it comes from your heart. It reveals what you're really thinking and how you really feel.
Right. As a man thinketh, so is he, and life and death are in the power of the tongue.
Right. Absolutely. So now let's talk about rebuilding trust with yourself. Let's talk about trust because many people don't even realize this. After gaslighting, emotional manipulation, or constant criticism, people stop trusting themselves. You start second guessing your feelings. You ask others, am I overreacting? Before you ask yourself, how do I feel?
Right.
Am I overreacting, or how do I really feel? Ask yourself, how do I really feel? No matter what's going on,
Right.
how do I really feel? Not, am I overreacting? Am I really doing what they're saying I'm
Right.
doing? After gaslighting and emotional manipulation, like I just shared, you find yourself in another state of mind, all because of something somebody else said. When you know that person or those people don't mean you well in the first place.
Right.
So you have to ask yourself, how am I feeling? How am I thinking? How's
Right.
my heart?
Yep. Yeah, and we're dealing with narcissistic people with narcissistic personality disorder. Um, it's they have this thing called crazy making, where they make you question everything.
Yep.
Like you said, the question, "Am I overreacting?" You know,
Yep.
um, in most situations, you're not.
Right.
You're reacting to something that was done to you. You
Yep.
know, and then when you speak up for yourself, then it's a problem.
Right.
And so it's easy to make you second guess everything that you've done. Well, did I really do this? Did I really do that? It took me a long time to get out of the mindset after the last relationship. um do I it was even to the point where I was asking, do I deserve this? Do I deserve to be alienated? Do I deserve to be pushed aside, and things of that nature? So yeah, it's once you allow yourself to get caught up in the web of a narcissist, it's easy, it's hard to get out, but it's not impossible.
Right.
Just constant working. Oh, this is what I was going to say before. Um, the first step to healing is acknowledgement, acknowledging that there's an issue.
Right.
There, you can begin the healing process.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so healing begins when you stop outsourcing your inner authority. Let me say that again, because that's so important. Healing begins when you stop outsourcing your inner authority. The authority comes from within you first.
Yes.
Oftentimes, in relationships across the board, we give our power away. Or in Carlos Castaneda's book, I forget the name of it right now, but he calls that a power leak, where you have power leaking out, as opposed to you sealing that power within yourself and recognizing that you are the one who creates your reality around you. Um, so it's important to not give away your power, especially to not give it away, period, for
Yeah.
one, especially to those who mean you no good.
Right. Absolutely. And it's easy to get caught up in how people think about you or what people think about you.
Right.
And that just means that um, you may have a low self esteem. And
Right.
so it's important to encourage yourself, um, and to build yourself up, because you don't have to agree with what people think about you or how they feel about you.
Right.
Again, it's a choice. You know, just because you say that about me or think that about me does not, I don't agree with that. I
Right.
am not that, you
Right.
know. So, and it's hard, when you've been, maybe talked down to or beat up so much with words and actions and attitudes, beat up emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even physically.
Yeah.
It's hard to get your mind right, because you feel like, I deserve this. Maybe they're doing it because I deserve it.
Right.
And that may not even be true. But how do I feel? How am I thinking? If you ask those questions, that will help you to change the trajectory of what's happening,
Right.
because people will have you believing lies about you. You
Yep.
know. Thanks,
Yep.
Mark. I see it. Uh
Yeah. They'll create whole narratives about you, and having you questioning every little thing about yourself. Am I, you know, like something that was said to me, you have an anger problem.
Yeah.
No, I don't have an anger problem. I have anger, and it's a righteous anger. When people do things to me,
Yeah.
then I'm allowed to be angry. I mean, you know,
Right.
you've done something to me. It's not like I
Right.
walk around slamming doors and stomping around and throwing hissy fits every time I don't get my way. That's an anger problem.
Right.
Anger is a natural reaction that we all have.
Yeah.
Uh, and like I said, anger sometimes shows up as a protection.
Yeah.
Something that one of my friends and one of my therapists said. Oftentimes, anger is the guardian of sadness.
Yeah.
You know, so that anger protects, you when you're in the state of sadness. It's like I'm the barrier between the vulnerable part of myself. It's the shell that we wear to keep that vulnerable side of us protected.
Yeah.
And it's needed. It's needed as long as it's not as long as it's not weaponized against other people without cause. Then there's nothing wrong with that. There's a such thing as righteous anger.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. So trusting yourself again looks like listening to your body, honoring discomfort, letting your no be enough.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I was in a situation. It was jokingly, uh, but I had to say no to a situation. The person was trying to do something for me, and I mean it was all out of love, but
Yeah.
I didn't want that, you know.
Right.
And this person asked multiple times, and I'm like, no, I'm good, thank you. I don't want that. And then the last time the person was like, well, why not? I said, because I said so.
Right.
And it's like I don't have to explain that. I don't. If I said no, I meant no. Leave it at no. But
Right.
you ask extra questions now. Why not? Because I said so,
Yeah.
and I control what happens with me. I
Exactly.
control that.
Yeah.
No one else, and I don't control nothing that happens with no one else. But if
Right.
you say no to me, I'm going to honor your no, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to push because I don't like to be convinced. That's a manipulation.
Yeah.
That's a manipulation, and I don't like to be manipulated. So, and once I tell you no, leave it at no, because I'm gonna say nice twice.
Yeah.
Third time, not so much. Not
Because now
so.
you harassing me.
Yeah, right. And now you done pissed me off.
Right. And people have a lot of nerve to think that because I ask you something and I'm trying to get you to do something, that you should do it. And if you're not doing it, then I should be able to ask you why and you should answer. Man, if
Right.
you don't go lay down somewhere with that.
And, and this goes to the next point. Actually, you don't need permission to feel what you feel.
Right.
You don't need permission at all. You feel what you feel, and people need to honor that.
Yep.
Um, and you need compassion for why you learned to not trust it, not to trust it.
Trust is a hard thing. It's
Right.
it's a hard thing because you trust and you get your heart broken so many times, because you have given something that I learned recently is you giving your heart to the wrong person. If they, are not loving you and respecting you, then, but they're trying to make you do something and you've given your heart to that and feel like I gotta do it because it's them. No, you're
Right.
giving your heart to the wrong person.
Right.
So and it goes right along with love, which we talk about. Um, because real love ain't gonna try to manipulate you, it ain't gonna try to force you to do nothing. It ain't gonna try to make you do what I want you to do. It ain't gonna try to make you do it how I want you to do it. Real love is not forceful. Real
Right.
love is gentle. Real love is kind. Real love is peaceful. Real love helps you want to give you know, to helps you want to trust people,
Right.
because it's hard when somebody does something and then, even in things they say, you hear them say something and you like, okay, I'm listening to you, and then all of a sudden they say something to make you not trust them. Then you in your mind, you got to be like, and I'm like this a lot. Oh, now I got to watch you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I don't trust you because you already done said or done something to make me question, I want to say, the validity of the relationship. Can I say that?
Yeah. No, you said.
So, and I'm talking about with anybody. I'm not just talking intimate. I'm talking about with anybody in the world.
Right.
Now you making me question. So since I got to go through all that, now I don't trust you.
Right.
So then you listening and watching what you're gonna do next, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and that's sickening. But I
Right.
mean, the way people are, I want my way. I want it now. I want it how I want it when I want it. So give
Right.
it to me. That's how
Yeah.
people are. So you got to choose. You got to remember every time.
Yep.
I got to make a choice. Okay, and if I have to keep watching you, then I don't want that. I would
Exactly.
rather not have that relationship. So I just wanted to add that. You want to add anything?
Yeah, I was gonna say having to watch someone, having to watch someone constantly is exhausting. Like,
Yes.
a good relationship shouldn't require all of that. You
Right.
know, again, if you truly love me, then you respect my boundaries. You respect my no. You
Right.
know, when I say yes, you don't take that as, he don't give me an inch, I'm gonna take a mile. Nah, you honor what the person is giving you because it's something that they're giving of themselves.
Yep.
Know? And when you show that you can't respect that, then it's liable to be retracted from you
Yeah.
and never return. Because trust is hard to gain and easy to lose.
Yep. And what I just shared is a good example of how you lose
Right, right,
it. I can trust you until you say or do something out the way. Then I'm like, okay, now see you didn't. Okay, I see you now.
right. Gonna fall off the wagon.
Right. So we're talking about life after the cycle breaks. If you just joined us recently, so now let's talk about redefining love without pain. This is a big one because many people confuse love with intensity, especially if love always came with fear, control, or emotional swings. Healthy love feels steady, predictable, safe, and sometimes people think, if it doesn't hurt, is it real? Remember when Kevin asked you, you
Yeah,
said,
right. You in love? Does it hurt? No, no.
oh, that was funny.
Yeah,
Because love shouldn't hurt. It should, I mean, I just shared some stuff with you that love should feel. Mark said, uh, not the wagon. Are we in the wild, wild west again? I don't know
yes,
what we
yes.
was talking about.
It made us and everything. Yeah,
Yep. And then he said, the bully on the chuck wagon.
exactly. On the Oregon Trail.
Ah, love
Uh,
should not hurt. Don't forget that. No matter
right.
what, it shouldn't hurt.
Right. And I do want to I want to add something to that. Love doesn't hurt, but love is not perfect.
Right.
Love is love is about love is about growing together.
Yeah.
You know, people make mistakes. No one is perfect. Um, People make mistakes, but true love shows up when the person is willing to um, make adjustments. You
Yeah.
know, if they did something that hurt you, they apologize, they make amends, and they don't do it again.
Yeah.
You know, if they truly love you. But again, like I don't want it to come off like we're saying that love is always going to be easy because we all got trauma. We all got
Right.
stuff to work with. We all got past hurts, and and there are times when you may have a lapse, uh, in your interaction with your, romantic partner, business partner, friend, family member, whatever. But that's when love comes in a form of being able to have that honest, raw conversation. Hey, I didn't like that. That hurt
Yeah.
my feelings, this, that, and the third, you know. And if we're gonna move forward together, then this can't happen anymore. And then if the person truly loves you, like, you know what, I apologize. I was going
Yep.
through X, Z. I didn't mean
Yep.
to take it out on you.
Yep.
I will do better. I apologize, and I will do better. And then they do better. They
Right.
don't just pay
Say
lip
it.
service.
Yep.
Right. They just pay lip service. They actually do the work.
Yep.
Anybody can say anything, but if you don't put action behind it, the saying is actions speak louder than words.
Yep. Absolutely. So Mark said a couple of things. He said, I told you about the elm tree being bullied and they are hurt now. So is the little Robin who just got bullied by the eagle.
Better
And
fly,
then
eagle.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was just being silly.
And then he said the plant behind Adisa.
Yes, this one.
He said the plant behind Adisa told me to tell Adisa to stop bullying him. Her feelings are very hurt.
Yeah, right. This big old head keep hitting them, and back and forth. I'm sorry, plant. I'm sorry, baby.
It's so purty.
And fake.
Maybe that's why it's so green.
Right. And it stays that way, right?
Yeah.
When was the last time you watered that plant? Never.
I gotta water mine when we get done.
And we ain't even gonna start talking about plants. I gotta go water mine too at the other house. Anyway, so let's talk about healthy love. Healthy love doesn't wound you to prove it exists.
Right. Right.
Love doesn't require you to shrink, to perform, or endure.
At all.
Love allows you to exhale.
Yes.
Now we want to talk about learning to receive. Man. So here are some unexpected challenges after healing. Receiving, kindness, help, rest. Hyper-independence often comes from having to survive being emotionally alone.
Yeah.
Receiving doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're safe. It means you're safe enough to let someone show up. Even with God, some people struggle to receive grace without earning it. But love was never meant to be a transaction. Man. Whew, that one right there. But love was never meant to be a transaction. You ever been with someone that love is a transaction as opposed to the norm?
Yep.
That is exhausting. You're always performing. You're always walking on eggshells. I don't want to make them mad because I don't want them to withdraw their love from me.
Yeah.
And that's not love.
Nope.
That's
Not real love.
Right. Real love is not performative. Real love is unconditional. I love you regardless.
Right. Mark said, healthy love is not fake. And that's very true. And then before that, he said, fake like the way bullies be faking their emotions.
Man, right.
And some of them are so good at it.
And the Oscar goes to.
Right. For your performance.
Right. Gotta play that violin for him.
Yep. So now we want to look at when old triggers still show up, because they gonna show up, y'all.
Right.
And we can't just act like they don't exist. We can't just act like we didn't just get triggered. Well, we can, but we're gonna keep getting triggered by that same thing until we choose to name the trigger and until we choose to heal from it.
Right.
Because we get triggers because if you think about it, triggers are bad experiences that come back to your remembrance that you don't want to deal with.
Right. Yep. And it could be something that, the person didn't even intend to cause harm to you. It could just be that, again, it's a trigger from past trauma that is tripped. And then it's like, I feel like this, like the old situation again. And we have to come to the realization that this is not that. We're not back there when that happened. And we have to like come to terms. Okay, is this an actual, like, what's the word I'm looking for? An actual attack, or do I just feel attacked because of something that happened to me in the past?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to say that. I like how you said that. So Mark said, "Oh, oh, not the trigger." And then he said, "Like when I walk by an ex's house and the members are triggered, don't even know if they still live in that house."
Right.
I mean, the memories. He said
Right.
members, and then he changed and said memories. So, like when I walk by an ex's house and the memories are triggered, don't. And he said, don't even know if they still live in the house. Um, it's hard, when you're triggered by something to, if you want to stay mad and feel that, hurt feeling or that feeling that's not peaceful, stay there. Stay in that place. And I'm just saying, just anybody, you got a choice. And don't forget that. You have a choice. Do I want to feel this feeling that I'm feeling? Maybe it made me so angry. You know, maybe it made me want to do something to hurt somebody. Is that what you want to do? I mean, you got a choice. What's going to be the consequences of you doing something to somebody or doing something to yourself that's not going to change what happened? It
Right.
still happened. It's over. So now I have to acknowledge it. It was a real thing. I want to get past it. So let me move toward healing. That's how you deal with triggers. And that's how you overcome triggers by choosing to deal with the trigger to overcome it, to become a better person.
Right.
And when those memories come up again, you're triggered again. What is that noise? When you're triggered again, then you won't have that same feeling because you chose to release it. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
just
Like
want that.
taking some of the charge off of it. Every time that you acknowledge and work through the trigger, you take some of the charge off of it. So it
It
doesn't.
minimizes.
Right. Exactly. Right. So it's not like full blown every time. It dissipates with each time you shine light on that shadow, that darkness, that you're feeling about the situation, or the trigger uh, that it activates within you. When you shine light on it, and you're just like, okay, this is not the same situation. It feels similar, but it's
Yeah,
not. And
yeah,
even that acknowledgement, it feels similar, but it's not the same, is a
yeah,
major acknowledgement. You
yeah,
know, like Mark said, walking by an ex's old house may trigger memories of, the love that you had and something that they did wrong to you.
yeah,
But it's not happening right now. That's a memory, you
right.
know. So it's like, okay, that's a memory. I feel it still,
Yeah,
but it's not here. It's not tangible. I'm not touching it.
yeah,
So, you know, and with that acknowledgement, you can move on past it.
yeah, exactly. Mark said, but I decided that they went their way and I'm going my way. But I am not going to run away if they come in a public space that I am in as well. And that's awesome because you made a choice.
Right.
I may still hurt or whatever, but when you come around, I'm not going to run. I'm not going to run away. I'm,
Right.
you know, so that's good. So let's normalize something. Triggers don't mean failure, they mean your body remembers.
Yep.
Healing doesn't erase memory, it changes response. We just talked about it. The work becomes noticing. The work becomes noticing I'm activated. This feels familiar, but I'm safe now. You don't shame yourself through healing, you soothe yourself through it.
Right. Agreed. Yeah, there's no need to add extra shame to, your process of healing. It's not going. Healing is not pretty. You're
Right.
gonna have times where you know, you may be angry about something that happened in the past. As long as you allow yourself to feel the anger and work through it, and then come back to peace. Or
Yeah.
you may be, you may be crying and snotting one day over something that you have no control over, something that triggered you. That's
Yep.
okay. As long as you cry through it, wipe your nose, dry your eyes, and come back to peace, realizing that, I'm safe now. And that's
Yep.
the big, you're safe.
Yes.
Uh,
And safety is so important. Feeling
right,
safe.
right,
To if you don't feel safe, you're not going to talk to nobody about it. You're going to keep it inside. You're going. It's going to torment you
right.
because you're keeping it.
All right, so let's talk about creating a new normal.
Yes.
Mhm.
Come on with the new normal. Your
So once
normal
you're
might
not,
have been chaos before now, but let's talk about this new normal.
right,
Go
peaceful
ahead.
normal. Right. So once you're not surviving, you get to choose what normal looks like. Normal can sound like calm conversations. Man, what you said. Um, Normal can feel like boundaries without guilt.
Yeah.
Normal can feel like emotional consistency. Peace isn't one big decision. It's built through small daily choices.
Oh, let's talk and take a look at faith after family hurt. So listen, family hurt can be tough.
Right.
I um a moment of transparency. I was driving to church this morning and I was thinking about family and how our family is.
Hmm.
I was thinking about some of the people, family members that I want to be close to, but I can't because of, you know, the chaos.
Right.
Um, it's not about, it's more about the chaos than anything else.
Right.
And it's so hurtful because it's like, why can't you just choose peace like me? I mean, I'm coming in peace, period. So how come you can't just come in peace?
Right.
Instead, you have to go through some of the changes that you're going through, which are so unnecessary, and
Right.
you're hurting so many people. And I'm talking about more than one family member. I'm just talking about family members in general. It
Yeah.
hurts because you expect your family to have a close relationship with your family. You expect for things to be smooth, for you to be able to feel safe with your family, to talk to them about anything at any time without judgment. But unfortunately, family may judge you the most because they see more of you, you know, especially growing up, they see more of you and know more about you, and even, your parents who are raising you, they get to see you for, 17, 18, 19 years and how you are and how you've evolved or, excuse me. So it's really hard. But anyway, I was thinking about some things and just thinking about the chaos and how I desire to have relationships with certain people, family members, but that's not their desire.
Right.
And so, I'm driving down the highway. It's a 30-minute drive to church. I'm driving down the highway, tears in my eyes. Then my tears start falling. I'm like, man, I just want love. I just want to be loved. I just want to love you, which is the name of one of my books.
Yeah.
I just want to love you. That's all.
I just want to love you and be who I am.
So I just had to say that because it's like, why can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
Can we all just get along? But everybody don't think like that. Everybody don't want that. So I
Right.
mean, you have to come to a point in your life where you accept what other people feel,
Right.
and they don't want you to be a part of their life. So don't force yourself.
Right.
Don't be bothered about it, which is what I was bothered about it, and occasionally that happens. And I start thinking like I was thinking this morning, and wishing, and knowing that there's nothing I can do about it. I can't change you. If I be around you, then you're gonna make me you're gonna bully me. I'll just
Right.
say that. You're gonna bully me and mistreat me and abuse me. And so I don't want that. So then I just have to stay out of your life. And there's
Yeah.
certain people in your family that, like I said earlier, that you really want to be around, or that you feel like you're supposed to be around. And so I was just thinking about family, and how come family can't or don't want to be, you know, a family? How come you don't want to be a part of me? You know, how, so anyway, I had a moment. So I have to giggle about this. It wasn't a giggling moment then. It was after I realized what I so I walked in the church, and one of the guys gave me a hug, and said, "How you doing, sister?" And I said, I'm doing fine, or I'm doing okay, or however I responded, and went to the bathroom. And I was in the bathroom, and I was like, wow, I didn't even ask him how he's doing. So I
Right.
came back out, and we ended up having about a good 5 to 10 minute conversation. So when I came out, I looked at him. I said, "I'm sorry. You asked me how I'm doing, but I didn't ask you how you doing."
Right.
He said, "I know you came in with your head down." I said, "I wasn't trying to." And he
Yeah.
said, "I knew something was wrong." And he said, "It's okay." And then we just had a conversation. And
Yeah.
so I shared what I just shared with now. I shared that with him. And and he encouraged me, and we talked about love, and what the scriptures say about love. And I was glad that I went back out and said, "I didn't ask you how you doing," because the conversation afterwards encouraged me. But it's just so hurtful, sometimes, because you want and expect and desire, and you're not getting.
Right.
So you want to add something?
Yeah, definitely. So I can guarantee you one of the people that you were talking about is one I was thinking about earlier today. Had a dream about a certain person, kind of remembering the closeness that this person and I had, and man, it was just like it was the dream was saddening
Yeah,
because you know it it was saddening because that closeness is is nowhere near that anymore, and I recall just like how I looked out for this person,
yeah,
throughout this person's entire life, and
yeah.
now this person is spread lies about me, um, and I haven't heard from this person in over 5 years,
Wow,
over 5 years,
that's
and
crazy.
it's saddening because like I just never saw it coming, and it's the extra part of it all is like it made me question: was any of that ever real?
Yeah,
The closeness that we had growing up, was that ever real,
yeah,
or was it all a game?
yeah,
You know? So that was kind of sad. But I mean, it is what it is. I just at this point I realize that I may never have a relationship with that person again, and
yeah,
I have to just accept that it ain't okay. I don't want to
yeah,
say it's okay. It's fine because it's not. It's
yeah,
not. But the realization that it's a strong possibility that I'll never have a relationship with that person again is what it is.
yeah. And that is very hurtful, when you It's also, I mean, we talked about narcissists, we talked about boundaries, we talked about all of that on previous shows. And so the thing about, being in a relationship with some, or being in a relationship, or having a relationship um, with someone, and not knowing, because of them, being the way that they are, not ever knowing, okay, everything is cool, we getting along, everything is fine. Well, to you it is,
Right.
but then you're looking for that next time they gonna jab you,
Right.
when, what you gonna do next, when you gonna jab me again. I mean, I know it's coming. And then the craziest part of that is never knowing when it's gonna come. Just
Right.
when you continue to think for a while that everything's good, everything's cool, we're
Right.
getting closer again. Mark said OJ stab in the back.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Yep.
On the throat. Something.
Yeah. So it's so hard. But anyway, I got off on that because you want to add something else? Okay. So I got off on that because now we want to talk about faith after family hurt. The wounds are going to come. We just talked about it, and they're going to come from people that you might not, ex- expect it from. Mark said, those doggone backstabbers. The actual title of the OJ song.
They
Yep.
smile in your face.
Yep.
All
A
time
long
in
time will
your
take your
face.
place. The backstabbers. Backstabbers.
All in your face. Do the baseball. That baseball hitting.
Yeah, I heard it. You got it good. That remind me. Before I gone, that remind me. I didn't even get to hear the whole thing, but I heard y'all the real, the
Yeah.
short piece of y'all's recording on Friday night,
Yeah.
from Friday night, and I didn't get to hear the whole thing. I just heard the whole reel, and then it shut off right after you yelled. I just bust out laughing. I was like, he loved to holler.
I got to get it out some kind of way.
It was so cute. I just think it's funny because you be singing and be jamming, and then all of a sudden you a holler.
Right? They're like, wait a minute.
Right.
Don't holler at me. I'm sorry. I heard you. Hello. Hello. You
Yeah.
okay? No.
All right. So let's talk about faith after family hurt. Family wounds often distort how people see God. That's so true. If love was conditional, God can feel demanding. If authority was unsafe, trust can feel scary. But God does not replicate family wounds, He restores what they damaged. It's meant to bring safety to it.
Okay. So let's end with hope. So what can a healed life feel like? So because healing isn't just the absence of pain, it's the presence of peace. A healed life feels calm, clear, and grounded. You
Yeah.
don't wake up bracing for impact. You don't need chaos to feel alive. You get to live fully, gently, and freely.
Yep. So we have more time left. So let's talk about this. How do you feel about family hurt? If you listen to this video, um, to this show, you can, make comments on the show, to the show, and we will come back and answer those questions. But we just shared some information, about, family hurt um, ourselves. And so some of the things, let's talk about some things that we can do to ease our minds and to give us a peace of mind so that we can move forward, with in the relationship. Whether it's accepting, like you said, accepting the fact that, okay, I ain't gonna, never have, if, I don't feel like I'm gonna ever have, the closeness with that person. I don't feel like we're gonna ever have a good relationship, or I don't feel like we're gonna ever have a relationship. All of those things, in all of those things, we have to learn how to accept. Um, this is where they are, this is how they feel, this is how I think. And we have to, if we don't accept it, we're going to be constantly going to that person or to those people, like I said earlier, getting hurt because they're going to mistreat you, because
Right.
they don't want you. They don't want you around. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to have anything to do with you. But yet you're forcing yourself on that person or on those people, trying to give them something that they don't want.
Right.
So, just to ask you or to pose a question to you, what are some things that might think, in some ways that you might think to give yourself a peaceful mind in the situation? You said acceptance
Right.
earlier, and that is very important. Are there some other things that you might think of that would be helpful, um, to move forward when you can't have the relationship that you want or that you desire? And I'm talking about not just intimate, I'm talking, and you know that, but I'm just saying
Right.
for listeners, for anybody that you want to have a relationship with, whether it's a coworker, you just want to be able to have conversations without them, having an attitude or snapping at you,
Right.
or we've been talking about family, but this can be related to anybody, you
Right.
know.
Yeah. I mean, so I would say for me, like going back to the knowledge that I came into the situation from a place of genuine, authentic love. Um, just resting in that knowledge that I came from a good place. I
Yeah,
have no say so over what other people do and how they react to what I give or what I bring to the table. As long as I came with genuine, authentic, unconditional love, then I allow myself to rest in that knowledge,
yeah,
um, as opposed to dwelling in what could I have done differently or whatever. Like some things are out of our control.
yeah,
Actually, most things are out of our control if we're honest.
yeah,
Um, all we have control over is our actions and our reactions.
yeah,
You know how people um, uh, deal with our actions and interactions. I mean, reactions. I'm sorry, are on them. But just always, I always do my best to act from a genuine place of love. Um, yeah. Another dream I had, I was going to tell you this. Had another dream about, we talked about, father. We talked about father issues before.
mm-hmm,
Um, like one of the biggest things I dreamt about last night was like, um, how can I say it without going too deep? Just like how I didn't have great relationships with father figures.
yeah,
Um, and now both either one of them really. And one of the dreams, like it was just like I was just like, man, it was like kind of a reminder of like how things were, and it's probably also a dramatization as well. Um, but it was like it was hell, you
yeah,
know, wanting to be close to, you know, uh, the person who was supposed to be my example of being a man, and I just didn't. I never had that.
yeah,
So it was like for me, it was always I'm going to provide that for my children, and I feel like I did a good job. You know, wasn't perfect because who is, you
right,
know, but but even in that situation, like knowing that, like although it felt personal and it felt extremely personal, that it was less about me and more about, you know, things that they dealt with, unchecked trauma from on their side.
Yeah,
That was, you know, aimed at me because they didn't know what else to do. And
exactly.
that's right. And that's another thing is like knowing that they didn't have the tools uh, to, you know, to change, to break the generational cycle uh, that they experienced
Right.
to create a better outcome for the future generations. So it's like, you know, and sometimes it may have just been a lack of awareness, a lack of tools. Because again, you know, I'm an '80s baby, so you know, at those times we didn't talk about men didn't talk about feelings.
Right.
um, so just understanding that, and try not to hold people hostage for, you know, mistakes. No one's perfect. You know, just live your best life. And if you realize that something that's going on in your life, or dealing with somebody who doesn't have certain tools, if you can't help them with the tools or they don't want the tools, and you got to be, the first thing is self-preservation. You got to preserve
Yeah.
yourself. And sometimes that requires you to take a step back from people. Uh, you know, but first and foremost, setting boundaries. In one of the dreams, I set a firm boundary. I remember it well. When I was trying to tell me something to do, I'm like, wait a minute, this is my money. You know, they're telling me don't spend your money that way no more. This is my money. I spend this how I want to. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me what to do with my money. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
So you said a lot, and I'm just so grateful for where we are, you
Yeah,
know, in our minds, in our hearts, wanting to make, to be change makers,
right,
wanting to love and forgive in spite of.
right,
Not like it's easy, because we know it's not. It's easier than it used
right,
to be,
right,
because we talk about it. We not only talk about it, we walk it,
right,
you know, and so that's so important. Um, and it's so helpful, that we are determined, no matter what. Yes, stuff hurts, as we shared.
right,
Stuff hurts, situations hurt, relationships hurt, but we're not going to stay in that hurt place.
right,
We desire not to stay in the hurt place. A
right,
lot of things happen, and like talked about not having the tools. You know, we don't know what tools to use unless we seek them.
right,
We desire to have, a different life, or a different mind, or a different, heart. So then we seek for that thing. How can I get this?
right,
So we're seeking for that peace in whatever the situation is.
right.
What can
Seeking
I
ye shall
do?
find.
Huh?
Seeking ye shall find.
Yes. And that's the only way you're going to get it, is by seeking. You
Right.
just sitting, wishing, and hoping ain't nothing about to change.
Nope.
So, um, you said it well. Seek and you shall find. That's how you get stuff. And another saying, a closed mouth don't get fed.
You
If
know.
we don't say something, we can't get help. Who gonna know we need help? Who
Right.
gonna know we thinking we need help if we don't say something?
Right.
So we gotta say something. We gotta ask. Um, ask and you shall receive. You
Right.
get when you ask.
Right.
Whether it's information you need, whether it's something, whatever it is you need, you get when you ask. You get when you seek. You find it. Investigate, find it. That's what seek means.
Yep.
Uh, so I just, man,
Mhm.
we're going to get through this thing, and we're trying to help y'all get through this thing. And again, like I said, we are so excited and so thankful, that we're not stuck, because we were stuck for so long. And we decided, I don't want to be stuck no more. So let me search and find out about this thing, whatever this thing is, so that I can get beyond this. So that's how you get knowledge too,
Yep.
seeking.
Yep. So
So go ahead.
uh, I was going to say, you just said one of the things I was thinking about. So seeking and getting the information is the acquisition of knowledge.
Yep.
Now, taking that knowledge and actually breaking it down so that you understand it is getting understanding. I mean, that's
Yeah.
self-explanatory. And then
Yeah.
the application of that knowledge and the understanding is wisdom.
Yeah.
But you have to have the knowledge and then understand the knowledge and then apply it.
Yep.
You gotta do the work.
Yep.
You can, again, pay. There's a difference between intellectual knowledge and experiential knowledge.
Yes.
You can intellectualize something all day long, but if you can't walk that, then it's nothing. It's just is what is something holding up, or taking up space in your head. But if you
Yeah.
can't, if you don't have experiential knowledge, it's like a person who, I don't know, reads a book about engineering and has all this information about engineering, but when it's time to engineer something, they don't know what to do. Then
Yeah.
it's obvious that they don't have wisdom.
Yep.
They may understand it. They may
Yeah.
have a little bit of understanding, but for sure they got the knowledge. They
Yeah.
got the book stuff that they can know. Well, I can quote you this and this is that and this and that and the third. But if you can't live it, then what is it? What is it?
Right.
It's nothing.
Right. It doesn't mean as much to people when you have experienced. And we're at the end of our show. So if you're early in this journey or somewhere in the middle, you're not behind. You're healing, and healing doesn't rush; it restores. This is where is the love.
Yep. And know that love is still the answer. So we will see you all next Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We send you love. We send you peace and love. And we'll see you on our next show. Peace and love.
Bye for now.